Welcome to In the Zone. I'm Dave Delgado here with Frankie Perez here at the Sheraton Guam Laguna Resort poolside infinity pool, and we're talking about the upcoming Reef Classic. Can you tell us when the event's going to be going down and how can bodyboarders and surfers register for the event?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Dave. The Reef Classic is April 13th here at the Sheraton and right here at Reef. So it's the Reef Classic. I believe we're on the 11th one this year. And usually we take uh, applicants, the athletes can enroll the night before. So that will be the 12th. And we'll do it right here at the Sheraton, and guys can come up around sunset, register for the contest, and then show up the next day and catch some waves.
And this is one of Guam's most scenic and a spot where old school surfers and bodyboarders come and get to work on their skill.
Yeah, sure, sure. Rick's Reef has, obviously been a surf spot for a while now, ever since, right? And a lot of it has to do with the easy access to the waves. It's not a far paddle out; it's just right there, and you can come up, check it out, look at it, see if it's good, and then just head out there.
And let's talk about wave conditions. What are we expecting for that event as far as weekend waves? And if not, then I know sometimes if they're not ideal, you guys have holdover dates for the competition.
Yeah. So obviously it is Mother Nature, so we can't predict the weather, but we try and do the best we can to look at the tides. We usually base the contest around the tides, high tides, and then we just pray that the swell starts heading our way. As you can see, there are some waves picking up, so we're just crossing our fingers that it just gradually picks up. By then, usually, we check online. There's some buoy markers out there that we can look at and see what kind of swells are headed our way, and we'll usually call it by then. But we try and stick firm to the date as best we can. Yeah.
And being an island, of course, we want to have events in the waters for our athletes, of course, because year round they're able to hit the waters. But props to you guys to continue to give an outlet to our people who enjoy the waters. And how many competitors do you think we're looking at around this time?
We usually get our consistent competitors here on Guam, and it's just come to be a fun event for all the local surfers and bodyboarders here. We're all friends, we're all good friends, but it's nice to kind of have some bragging rights, here and there, and just I guess usually we expect around 20 competitors. Yeah, so we're going to have a bodyboarding open, we're going to have a surfing open, and then we're planning to do a juniors open. So we're trying to rally the younger surfers around high school, middle school age, and if we get enough of them to compete, then we'll have that division as well.
Let's talk about some of the sponsors that have helped out and lended their hand into helping this year's event.
Sure, yeah, of course, Sheraton, we can't thank the Sheraton enough. I mean, they're always fully accommodating. Um, they let us have our contests, they let the guys hang out here. We understand that they have a business and they have, tourists and guests that they need to accommodate for. But so we do our best to try and work together with them, and we thank them the most, and they understand the importance of Rick's Reef. So, kudos to the Sheraton, of course, Primo Surf Shop, Lotus Surf Shop. They're always supportive of us. They donate some prizes for our competitors. They help out with the surf scene here on Guam, supplying us with surfboards and things like that. So they're always involved with us. Aloha Maid's always there with us to help make sure the athletes are, hydrated. Got some drinks here, and but usually the food and drinks can be bought here at the Sheraton.
And there's a lot that goes on in running an event like this. Is of course safety precautions and guys that are out there making sure that the competitors are looked after while they're out there waiting and catching waves.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad you brought that up. Thanks for bringing that up. G GFD, Guam Fire Department, they're always ready to go. We've got our fellow surfers who are in the fire department that, take the time off, or if they're not working, they'll come out and help facilitate in the safety in the water. Usually we have a boat out there, a GFD boat that just kind of sits there. If they don't have a boat, then they got the jet skis roaming around. So yeah, water safety, of course, is primary in all of this. And, we have the proper personnel out there. And thank you very much to Guam Fire for helping us out there.
And we get some pretty young competitors. I know there's a few events that are lined up throughout the year. Talafofo Bay's one for the younger kids. Then you'll also have the kids that are able to do more training, I guess, at certain pools. But have you seen more participation at the younger age level with kids wanting to compete at that younger age group?
Yeah, I know they have their children's classes going on at the Onward. They have a little wave pool there, which is perfect for the kids. I know they do some contests there as well. As far as getting the kids out in the water here, it's you have to really be careful with that, and because of the reef, there's not much sand break. Talafofo Bay would probably be the best place for anybody to start because there's no reef; it's all sand, and I know they have the Talafofo Bay Classic for the younger kids as well, and I know Lotus Surf Shop. I know that they promote that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so we got some people tuning in live, so saying hi and what's up, and it's funny how 150 pounds ago.
Yeah, I know. So that's why you got to stay in the water, so that way, you can shed some of that weight. But yeah, but hey, but you know what? Surfing's great too, because if you know how to move your body, if you know how to paddle that board, weight doesn't really matter.
And I think it's a lot of the buildup, knowing that, okay, I'm going to step into a competition and put it out there. And for some of these competitors, you're very fortunate enough to catch a wave, ideal wave that you're able to score points on. But Guam in recent months have had referees, guys that are out there looking for as far as what they're judging on. What are judges looking for as a surfer or a bodyboarder hits a wave?
Okay, yeah. Well, speaking of our judges, they are all certified under the ISA as judges. So what they look for obviously is wave count, where you're at on the wave, because certain parts of the wave are, more treacherous than other parts of the wave. So obviously, if you're getting barreled and you're deep in the barrel, that's like the most dangerous part of the wave. And if you can make it out of there, that's a lot of points. But like I said, wave count and what you do on the wave, cutbacks, maneuvers. If you're a bodyboarder, there's like Rolos, ARSs, things like that when you're surfing, if you catch air. But getting barreled would probably be the best way to score the highest points.
And we've had a lot of success with Ari Fitzgerald, Jared Gogui out there, really trying to get as much experience in stateside competition, international competition. And I think that does a lot for the sport here on island because we gain recognition like that. I mean, ideally, if Guam had waves as big as maybe Hawaii or some other places, then we'd be able to hold international competitions. But for what they're doing out there and bringing attention to Guam, I think that really helps the younger competitors want to drive and strive for what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure. And, and that's what these contests are for, the Rick's Reef, and then we have the Boat Basin Classic. Not only is it for the local surfers to get together and all that, but it's also to, gain a little bit of experience as far as the competition atmosphere is concerned, so that way when you do go to Hawaii, when you do go to California, maybe Australia to do these international competitions, you're not so wet behind the ears, so to speak, no pun intended, right? But yeah, so that's what these contests is for. And Jared and Irie, Jared, he's one of those rare athletes that, really committed himself to the sport. So he's out there You know, as much fun as it looks like he's having, he's out there for a reason, and that's to become a professional surfer.
And is there any familiar names that we can expect at this year's competition returning and going to be out there showcasing their talents?
Oh yeah, of course. Consistent competitors include Joey To Santiago, the Shanes. We call him the Shane Pierre, Shane Purcell, Shane Pierre's dad. He also competes too. So those are a lot of the common names that come out. Yeah, but of course, in bodyboarding. Maybe like Carlo Dela Cruz, he competes sometimes. Sometimes Roman Dela Cruz comes out for the contests. We got BJ Relinsky. There's tons of people. Uh, John Leon Guerrero, John LG. Yeah. So there's guys that consistently join these contests.
And what are they going to be competing for? I know winners are awarded certificates, but anything in particular that a champion in their respective division is going to be walking away with?
Yeah, usually we get a nice trophy, for them so that they can keep track of their wins. Of course, our sponsors really donate to the Diddy bags, the prize packages. So those are worth tons of money. If you put them all together, we've got tons of prizes depending on what Primo and Lotus like to give us. But yeah, it's a pretty hefty package. But usually the camaraderie and the people getting together, that's what it's all about.
Well, Eric Flores giving another shout out there. Uh, and then we also have, I think this is memories when you talk about Rick's Reef Classic in the 11th year, but this goes way back to guys maybe, hey, sometimes skipping school to come catch some waves and just coming to hang out. And if you talk about scenery, and this right here is a perfect scene, but ideally, there's not too much coral that guys are going to take risk on hitting. And why do you think this is such a great spot too for surfers and bodyboarders to come, do their thing?
Well, like I said, it's easy. It's not a far paddle to get to the lineup. That's one of the things too. The way the swells come in, if you get a good swell direction, this place can be grade A surf. Um, but for the most part, it's a nice spot where, as you can see, even the smaller waves, you can still grab a longboard and catch those waves. And um, like I said, the way the swells come into Guam Ricks Reef tends to be one of the more consistent spots here on the island. But yeah, going back to skipping school and stuff like that, yeah, one of the things too is because it's such a short paddle, it's easy to go out, grab some waves, and then come back in. You don't have to paddle like for 30 minutes. But you know, surfers, we understand that we don't control Mother Nature. We kind of have to get what we're given, and take advantage of the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a water person, but looking here, I can probably handle the whitewash if I had a boogie board or something. But can anybody follow you guys on social media to get more info?
Yeah, sure. I'm on Instagram, Frankie J Perez. Um, I know Lotus Surf Shop has an Instagram too. They're a good one to follow, as well as Primo Surf Shop. Lotus does have some classes too. Onward, they got a surf program going on there as well. And then Guahan Napu, we have our Facebook account. So, and we're setting up our Instagram real soon. But you can follow Guahan Napu on Facebook as well.
All right, so registration done April 12th here at the Sheraton. Can you run us through the times again?
Sure. Usually we have it at around 5 o'clock when people get off work, and we usually stay till around 8 or 9. Yeah, and we just ask people to come the day before, because usually we wait that long to see what the swell is like. And if we believe the swell is going to be good for that weekend, then we have signups the day before.
And how much is registration going to be? And on competition day, when do you guys ask for competitors to show up?
Yeah, sure. I believe we're looking at $25 per entry. So you can join bodyboarding and surfing. You can join one of each. And usually, and that also gets you, membership to Guahan Napu. and so that'll be your yearly membership fee as well. Yeah, and then for the guys that aren't competing that do want to renew their membership on Napu, they can just come by the contest too and pay their fee and they can renew their membership.
All right, well, good luck. Hopefully the waves are good, and we're able to have the competition next week, Saturday, here at the Sheraton. Thanks for coming on the show. Anybody you want to thank as far as sponsors that have helped donated to the cause of the sport?
Yeah, sure. Of course, like I said, the Sheraton, Aloha Made, they're always there. Lotus Surf Shop, Primo Surf Shop, they're always nice and kind to us, and they're always there. And of course, to the guys that volunteer for judging, that's always not easy sometimes because you got to stay all day. To the guys at Guahan Napu that help out, and all the volunteers that come and help us set up, tally scores. Thank you, thank you.
All right, well, thanks for coming on the show. We'll see you next Thursday right here on Facebook Live, KUM, 9 in the morning.